What's up, guys? It's been a minute, so we put up some videos about this truck that we got for our youngest. He just went through boot camp, and he needs a reliable vehicle, and of course, he has to buy a crappy old Dodge. Guess I influenced him a little bit. Not to buy it, but just my passion for old Dodge junk. Anyways, so the complaint was with this truck that it doesn't run, it has no spark. So go through the obvious things. The previous guy, he replaced the plugs, wires, and coil. Said he replaced the cap and rotor, which the rotor looked new, but the cap looked pretty crusty. I threw it away so you can't really see it, but it was all corroded on the inside, so I don't know if you had moisture in there or what. I just got the coil laying there because I was running some tests. So the throttle body pumps fuel, so we got fuel. This harness here, I'll probably tie it in maybe, or I don't know how I'm gonna make this video, but anyways, this harness here runs down to the transmission, 4-speed automatic, which everybody wants for their old Mopars. So, and I found a receipt in the glove box that it had been rebuilt when the truck was like at 90,000 miles, and I don't know how many miles are on it right now. I think maybe 50,000 miles they put on it since then. But I'm pretty sure this was a tow vehicle, and they probably just wore it out, and who knows what they did after that. So I have no idea the condition of the transmission, so I'm not going to get too excited about it yet. So this harness here, I'm going to talk about it later on, but it was all chewed up. I don't know if mice got into it or whatever. So I repaired that, spliced it, taped it, all that stuff, heat shrink. The previous owner, he never had it running. He bought it from a guy, and we were able to track down the guy he bought it from. Well, my son talked to him, and he said that it was his daily, and that supposedly it broke down 7 months ago, and like it got hot, and then it shut off and it wouldn't start. Judging by the condition of that wiring harness, I don't know if that happened after the fact or if it had happened while he had it, and I'm kind of worried a short or a surge through the electrical and fried the ECM. So anyways, since we picked up the truck, I replaced the distributor, which came with a new cap and rotor, and dropped that in at number 1 top dead center, whatever. Actually put it right exactly where the original distributor was, so none of that got messed up, none of the timing got messed up. And we got hot. I'm kind of dancing around this whole subject, I guess, but we do have power going to the positive, power going to the negative, but it's just not firing. It's not shooting any fire out of the coil. Also, I started to dissect this to see if there was any burnt wires or anything. I haven't noticed anything yet, and I even took the computer out, looked at the board. I mean, it looks old, but it's potting material that you can't really see the board anyways, and there was nothing obviously burnt or anything like that to it. So But I was able to take an alcohol wipe and clean up that tag. It was totally unreadable, but I was able just to clean it up enough to where I could get the numbers off of it. This happens to be like a really rare computer, and also they're unobtainable on the internet. O'Reilly's doesn't have them, Rock Auto doesn't have them, Advanced Auto, nobody's got them. eBay, nobody's got them. It's a thing. Going over these relays, let's see. This is your voltage regulator. I haven't changed any of these relays out, other than it was missing this fourth relay here in the back, and the parts store said this because we asked for an auto shutdown relay, and that's what they gave us, and these will only go in. These relays are designed to only go in one slot, so you can't like swap them around. Look at when I got the factory service manual on a disc, that was saying it was like an AC relay or something. So I don't know. And it seemed like these trucks, sorry, in my face, and get you in my face. But it seems like these trucks kind of change a little by little. Like I don't know. I think maybe '86 is when they started the OBD1, and then they just kind of change computers, change stuff every friggin' year, it looks like. And so it's kind of a nightmare. So I would suggest, if you're looking at one of these trucks, just go ahead and jump to when they came out with the Magnum, and you might have a better shot. Because this was like the last run of the LA series, and this has got the roller cam and fuel injection and everything. But it's not easy to find stuff. And over the years, I've kind of come up with this philosophy: just keep it stock. Keep as much factory stuff as possible, so that way when stuff breaks down, you can go to the parts store and get stuff, but it doesn't really seem to be reigning true, at least with the electrical side of it. Anyways, so I went through these, of course most people, my wife, has been helping me, and she reached out to Facebook and some forums and stuff, and I mean it's all dirty and stuff, but it doesn't look like there's any burnt wires, and I probed with my test light this one here. Let's see, yeah, so this one here kind of joins up in there. I don't know, I'm kind of looking and not watching the camera. Alright, so this fusible link right here comes back and ties into the computer and the auto shutdown relay. So there's power on this side on both these wires, and there's power on this side and this side. So that's telling me that that's good. The rest of them, one of them's I don't know, I got the schematic, but none of the other ones seem to matter. Like one of them is alternator charging. I think that's probably what this one is. Anyways, none of the other fusible links would affect the no spark issue. So I've gone through, let me show you. I know people don't like to look at schematics too much through a phone, because you get this deal. So anyways, let me scroll back up. This is for this year truck. Like I said, they differ from year to year. So I've gone through all these testing procedures and checked spark. Here, no spark. And then I did this one here, and basically you're checking voltage while cranking at the positive side, or whatever, you know. And it had, at first, this is kind of my, you know, but at first it went to battery voltage and then went down to 0. And I'm like, oh, we put in a bad distributor. But no, I just didn't connect the three pin wire on the distributor. So then I got, maybe all I gotta do is connect it and then it'll fire up. No. So we go down the list, and then it says here that if it remains at battery voltage for the whole 5 seconds, then you gotta check the plug. And then it has a procedure of testing to see if the SBEC, which is what they wanted to call the PCM, ECU, whatever, the computer, you know. So I guess there's about 1 million different ways of calling it a friggin' computer, but it's a computer. So anyways, they want you to check to make sure there's no, you know, that the pins are all in line. And then they want you to run a jumper wire to like terminal 19 of the 60-way connector. So there's 60 pins in this connector. And then they want you to fashion a special jumper wire with a 0.33 millifarad capacitor. So I had to look, because I thought, you know, MF, I don't deal with electronics much, so I thought it was microfarad. No, it's millifarad. So then I had to get on the interwebs and find a calculator or converter. So, because nobody that I can't find like the millifarad capacitor. So I was looking for a converter to convert it to UF, which would be microfarad. So 0.33 times 1,000. I think that's right. I think it's 1 microfarad, or 1 millifarad equals 1,000 microfarad. So anyways, it would be 330 microfarad capacitor that I would need. Of course, you know, you can't find one of them local, so I end up buying like an 800 piece capacitor kit that actually had, as you have different voltage rating capacitors, and this is what, a 12 volt system that goes up to 13, 14 maybe. So basically they come in 10, what is it, 10, 16, 25, 50. That's like what the capacitors come in. So there is no 12 volt that I've seen, you know, with my quick search. I'm not going to spend all day looking. But anyway, this kit, it's 800 pieces for 17 bucks. So whatever, you know, I'll never need another capacitor again, I don't think, because it comes with all the different voltage ratings. But it was the only kit I could find that had the 330 microfarad capacitor, 16 volt. All the other ones were 25 volt and up. So that won't be here till tomorrow. So then tomorrow I'll be able to fashion this special test lead and our jumper wire and perform that test. I'm kind of debating whether I want to just hook a regular jumper wire without the capacitor to see if anything happens. So the next step is, let's say it passes that test, and whatever, then they're saying it's the wiring. But I'm kind of guessing, and I had already researched quite a bit, and that's how I was saying it. They're unobtainium. Trying to find. Sorry about, I'm always. I was harvesting corn and beans for the last couple weeks, and my sinuses are screwed. That is some dusty stuff, so I apologize for that. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, we were looking for the computer board online, and there's several different computer boards. Like there's one for the 6-cylinder, there's one for the 4-cylinder, and there's one for the V8 with a 3-speed transmission, and then there's one for the V8 4-speed transmission. So not any computer, one computer from one car and put it in another. It has to actually match what you have. So that's, and so here we are. Just thought I'd make this video to see if anybody else has had this issue, or maybe give a person an idea that, like, hey, there's this awesome 90s truck, like early 90s, late 80s, early 90s truck that's really good shape, and it's dirt cheap. I'm gonna pick it up and get it, just be cautious. There's probably a reason why it's dirt cheap. Like, we got this truck, full disclosure, we got this truck for $800, and it hadn't been molested, and it's in really good shape. It's got the original interior, the bed's in awesome shape, the cab's pretty good, it's got the typical Midwestern rust issues, and even under the hood it looked like it wasn't molested. But there's a reason. There's always a reason. So yeah, well, I'm gonna keep plugging away at this. I wanted to do an update, and my channel's kind of been stagnant lately, and I got video footage, but I haven't made any videos, any real videos in a while. So kind of wanted to just do an update, and I don't know, maybe I'll just do a short of me repairing the harness, because it's kind of boring. It wasn't really anything special about it, but yeah. Take care, guys. Rock and Mopar out.